How's it going? I'll be happy to answer any questions I can.
What do you know about Nick Mullins, if anything?
Well, I'll get a hold of Brett Favre and learn a little bit more. Jalen Richard has helped us a little bit. He's a good player in the preseason, athletic guy. And, you'd never underestimate anybody in this league. He did some really good things as a quarterback in the preseason. We got a lot of respect for whoever's under center.
You just prepare more for the system and then see whoever is behind center running it?
Yeah, I think so. You got to prepare for this running game and everything that comes off of it. If you can't stop the running game against Shanahan, you got no chance because they have as good a move the pocket system and play action system as there is in the league. So we're going to prepare for the structure of their system. We expect them to run the ball and play action pass.
What was the message to the team when they see a well-respected guy in the locker room retire?
It's eye-opening. I don't think it's anything that's never happened before. I don't think it was real dramatic, but we did mention it, and we wish him the very best.
You have two quarterbacks who are questionable for this game. Does not having DRC on a short week put you guys in something of a bind?
No, we're going to miss him. Obviously, he's a guy that had learned our system. Nick Nelson is back now. His role will probably increase, and we'll see what happens.
John?
I was going to say, put Nelson DTC and then Nelson Slaughter. Can he go outside?
He can play outside. He's, I think his long-term upside is as a nickel corner. He dressed up today, Halloween costume. He was Leon Hall today. So, he's had a great role model to learn from. I think down the road he's going to be a great nickel corner, but I think he's got the range to play left and right corner.
They have three different hairstyles. How did that work?
He had a like a tube over his head, like a bulb thing. It's pretty well done.
John Feliciano, he's stepped in 3 times now as a starter. This past game, it was pretty noticeable just how physical he is in the run game, what he brought to you guys. What is the value of someone who can step in from the sideline and give you that caliber of performance?
It's important because he can do it at 3 positions. He can play center, he can play right guard or left guard. And unfortunately, we had an injury to our left guard and still not quite 100% sure about Kelechi's status for this game, but it's a valuable guy, obviously. The guy that can not only come in and execute the assignments, but somebody that can come in and play good. And he played good for us against the Colts.
Your interior line depth, because of Feliciano, is more advanced than where you guys stand at tackle. Has that afforded you guys to be a little more patient with Kelechi, just having somebody?
We're trying to get the big man back as soon as possible. I think he's a difference maker, in the NFL. So we'll see what happens. We'll get him out there early in pregame and see if he's ready to go.
Eddie Vanderdoes is going to play on Thursday. He's going to be activated.
You know what? I don't think so. I think that's a long shot right now. We just activated him. It's been a long layoff for him. He had no off-season program, no padded practices. He's had really one padded practice since he's come back. So we have had some time to evaluate him and get his conditioning right. Perhaps next week after this game would be a good time to start thinking more seriously.
How do you get more pressure on the quarterback?
Well, obviously we got to stop the run. It all starts with getting at bats. If you get 2 at bats a game and you get intentionally walked, you don't get to swing the bat. We haven't been able to get enough looks. You got to win on first down. You got to win. You got to get them in 2nd and 10, 3rd and 8s. When they're in 2nd and 4s and 3rd and 2s, and they're not in enough third downs, it's tough. It's really tough. So I think it starts with stopping the run, getting them in a predictable situation, and guys are going to have to win, obviously, in one-on-one, but sometimes the scheme can help too. But you'd like to be able to unload your scheme a little bit if you had more of an opportunity. So I think there's a lot that goes into it.
Okay, guys. Thanks.
All right, have a great day, guys.
Thank you.
All right, guys, short week. Time's all yours. So DRC, were you surprised, and did he tell you the reasons why?
I just think he's played a long time in the league, and I just think he didn't feel like he had it in it to finish. So I mean, you have to ask him exactly why. I didn't get into that. If a guy doesn't want to continue to play, then I can't beg him to do that. But he had a great career. He's a good guy. He was a good teammate, and I'm sorry he's gone.
You went from 56 snaps in the starting role in your previous game to no defensive snaps, I believe 22 on special teams. Do you think the weekly fluctuation in guys' roles is having a mental toll on some of your players?
No, it's the NFL. I mean, you got to be ready to play whether you're playing or not, whether you're a backup player or starting player, you got to be ready to go. So, like I said, I mean, I don't think it had anything to do with the one game. So if I did, I'd tell you. And I just think that, with Garion and Worley out there, you can only put two linesman man in the nickel most of the time. So that's the direction we went.
When you reviewed the pass pressure aspect of last Sunday's game, what did you see?
Quite honestly, we didn't do a good enough job stopping the run, and that kind of affects the down and distance of things. So where you can make calls where the guys tee off. So it's we got to do a better job stopping the run and getting them into third and longer yardage situations so we can rush the passing.
Encouraging. You guys might be getting Eddie and Jelly back here in the next couple
Yeah, we
weeks
could
to
use
help with
those guys.
that.
They're two good players. We'll see how they go here in the next couple of days, and they'll be good to get back on the team.
What did you see from Nick Nelson in his
I
first
thought he did a good
match?
job. I mean, again, he's another guy that's progressing in this thing. He was dinged a little bit. He was inactive, and then we got him some snaps. So it's hard to get all these guys snaps and get them in games and moving in and out some of these things. So we're just trying to do the best we can as a staff to make sure we don't come in here on Monday morning and say, hey, you only got 6 snaps. Is that really good enough eval of the guy to see what he can do? So we're doing the best job we can with what we got, and we're going to continue to progress and move guys in and out of this thing.
What do you think that Leon has done kind of mentoring Nick? And is that ever kind of awkward? Because Nick is maybe eventually trying to take that job that Leon has, but he's still willing to.
Leon's
share.
an A-plus guy. I mean, I've been around this guy a long time. He's a lot like Gilchrist. I said, when he gets done playing, I like to hire him as a coach. But he's done a good job. Nick's listened to him. It's kind of trailed him. And I said, hey, first thing I told Nick when he got here is you need to follow that guy, see how he prepares, see how he takes care of his body, see how he plays in there. So I think Leon understands that. He understands where he is in his career. And but he's tremendous guy. He's a tremendous asset for the team.
How did you see Reggie Nelson respond to not starting first
Reggie's
time in his
another
regular season?
A-plus guy. I mean, I had to sit him and Emmanuel last weekend because we had some things on the O-line. We had to get some extra guys up, and they took it great. I mean, they're team guys. That's the kind of guys we want around here. Guys that will do it and understand why we're doing it, and they don't don't mope around on the sideline. They're in there encouraging guys, helping them in between series. So that's the kind of guys we want around here.
I don't know if you guys know your defense better than those two who are inactive. What was that like just to not have them on the field?
That's hard. I mean, it's hard to tell them really. Because the two guys that I wanted here in the initial stages of this thing, so it's it's hard to say, hey, but they understood it. They know I'm a straight shooter with them, and I would always be up front. Why? And this is the direction we're going, and they took it great.
Do you view that as a one-time thing because of the offensive line, or could this be a?
No, I just think we had to take some guys a little bit more numbers away from the defense because of the injuries up front on the offensive line. So it's every week the inactive thing is a fluctuating thing. This week, if we have certain guys down, we may have to dress another guy on defense. So I think it's a week-by-week thing. I would say that.
What have you learned about Nick Mullins with the possibility he might start tomorrow?
Yeah, I took a look at his preseason. He's obviously been there for 2 years, so he understands the system. So he's a good player. He's out of Southern Miss. But at the end of the day, guys, it doesn't matter who's playing quarterback. We got to play better. What we showed on Sunday was unacceptable. I told you guys a few weeks back, I'm not used to giving up 42 points. This is new to me. Okay, so the players got to understand we got to play better team defense. We got to stop the run better. It's not a missed assignment issue. It's more of a physical issue. We lost leverage and coverage several times. We're supposed to be outside leverage of a guy, and the guy beats us on an outside breaking route, and that stuff can't happen. And I showed him those plays, and I said, until we fix this stuff, guys, we're going to continue to get it. So to me, who we're playing against is the least of my concern.
There was a play, I believe it was in the first quarter, where it looked like Mo might have gotten off the line a little bit late, and it was the 9-yard run where Eric Harris stepped in, and Clinton got drifted to the side. Pretty large A gap.
Yeah.
What happened on that play?
Well, he got miscommunicated with the call, and the ball got snapped, and he's supposed to be in that gap. We had we had a little pressure right into it, and it should be a dead play. And that's kind of what's been going on with some of the things and the moving pieces of some of these guys going in. And it's a young player, Mo. So, we're going to have to deal with some of these young guys, and I got to be a little bit more patient with the young guys as far as, understanding this is their 7th NFL game, and we got 3 rookies playing on the D-line. So it's a challenge, but hopefully as the games progresses and the time goes on, they're going to learn from these things. I've been through this before when we were a young team in Cincinnati with some of the younger guys. I started 3 rookies there, and by the end of the year they were like veteran players. So hopefully it's the same year.
The 49ers tight end George Kittle is pretty good. What
Very
do you
good player.
see from him, and is he somebody that you're really going to have to keep?
Yeah, he's a very, very good receiver. He can run, he can block. Selleck's a good player too. So they're 2 good tight ends that and they use them effectively along with the fullback who I'm familiar with from my days in Baltimore. He's a good player. They move him around several different spots on the field, tight end, out wide, in the backfield. So they create challenges that way with some matchups.
Aside from stopping the run and getting to better situations from a down and distance standpoint, how do you improve this pass rush?
Just keep working with them. It's not like Bruce Smith and Reggie White are going to walk off the bus and dress up as Raiders. So you just keep working with them. Like I said, the guys we have, I said nobody's showing up here, and the trade deadline's gone, so you guys don't worry about that. We got what we got on this team right now. We got to get it improved and get it improved quickly.
You guys all set? Right.
Yeah.
Real quick. I know your scheme that's in place, but it's also different personnel to which you're accustomed. In Cincinnati, there's no Geno Atkins. Here, there's kind of less proven guys. Have you had to adjust your play calling at any point, or should you adjust your play calling to recognize the difference in personnel?
We've done some different things here that I've done in Cincinnati. It's based upon the guys we have. But at the end of the day, when they're in a 3-receiver set, there's only so many alignments you can line up into, coverages that you can play. I mean, it's pretty stagnant across the board in the league. But certainly we're trying to find guys that fit, and if we can't find those, we adjust the plan accordingly to the guys that fit it.
All right.
All right? Thank you. Appreciate it.